on this week's episode of The Pulse.
Learn about some healthy lifestyle choices being made by students on and off our campus.
Get a look in on the recent success of our Sacred Heart sports teams.
And get introduced to one of the key behind-the-scenes members of our show. I'm Alejandro Ramos.
And I'm Brendan Williams. These stories and more on Sacred Heart's very own monthly news show.
You're watching The Pulse.
From Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is The Pulse.
As we all know, as members of the Sacred Heart community, Wi-Fi has been an issue this year. It seems as though there has been peace on this front for a while. I met with Vice President of Information Technology, Shirley Kanan, and Executive Director for IT Infrastructure, Saburo Usami. These issues were unprecedented, but could be attributed to the fact that staff that built the original Wi-Fi infrastructure no longer being with the school. Immediate action has been taken. They have improved Wi-Fi by installing 2 additional authentication servers for load balancing and failover. They've started the project of improving cell signals for all major carriers throughout residence halls and remaining campus locations. They have also rebuilt 2 out of 4 Active Directory servers on new architecture in preparation for our hybrid cloud deployment, where the remaining 2 servers will be deployed in the cloud with Microsoft Azure. As students, we should all be thankful for the hard work of the IT department.
With National Decision Day drawing closer, I talked to Sacred Heart University's admissions office as they prepare for what is anticipated to be their most hectic season yet.
Here at Sacred Heart University and at other colleges around the country, the countdown is on as National Decision Day rapidly approaches. But this year is different than others here at Sacred Heart, as the Director of Campus Experience, Rob Gilmore, and his fellow admissions staff prepare for the largest application year to date.
So May 1st is what we call National Deposit Deadline Day. That means that it is the national deadline for all colleges to accept students' enrollment forms, which means a student has to commit to a college by May 1st. So in the world of college admissions, it's basically our Super Bowl, our Christmas, our New Year's all wrapped up into one. And that's what we work all year long for, to get to that date.
Yeah, so we've had so many families coming in, especially in the past few weeks. May 1st is, a month away. So we had one of our biggest admissions events ever. The past 2 weekends, we had an Admitted Students Day. We welcomed over 1,500 families to campus, so that was amazing.
Students, when they show up on these big days, they see, our students cheering, and they see the red and the white and the gray and all the smiling faces and the holding of the doors. And that's what we want them to get to see. But behind that, it is, months and months of planning, of finding the perfect date, finding, the right signage and where it goes.
So, overall in an admissions process, a student should use their visit as an opportunity to gauge whether or not they like the campus, whether or not they can see themselves there. Here at Sacred Heart, we strongly urge students to visit as part of their admissions process. Our campus offers a lot of different opportunities for students to take advantage of, both in and outside the classroom. And so for students being able to come and visit us and get to really immerse themselves in that experience makes them appreciate becoming a pioneer that much better.
This year at Sacred Heart was the largest admissions year to date, with over 13,700 applications received and over 10,000 visitors to the Fairfield campus. The admissions staff believes that a visit to campus is a crucial step in the application process.
We prioritize a visit, more than most schools. We have it as part of our application requirement is for students to come visit. So if they don't, they would only be conditionally admitted if they are academically admissible. So we really put an emphasis on it because we have a strong feeling that when students come to visit campus here, they actually fall in love and they have a reason to be here and, a reason to stay then. So they'll make that deposit.
We really pride ourselves on being more personalized than many other college admissions offices, right? So it's not only involved with the amount of high school visits and college fairs that we do. We'll start in the middle of September, and we usually will stay on the road traveling in our markets until mid-November. So we're out there for 2 full months engaging with students, getting on the phone with them, texting with them, talking with parents as well, again doing interviews with them, the number of events that we host on campus, but also in their markets too. That's a really important piece because we understand what the Sacred Heart experience is, but they won't unless they engage with us and actually, come and see that for themselves. So that personalized piece of engaging and getting close with the students is so very important for our success.
It never hurts to come visit something. Part of exploring who you are and exploring what you want is knowing what you like and what you don't like. And you're only going to be able to do that is if you go visit campuses, you go give it a try, and see, if you see yourself fitting in at a university. So regardless if it's Sacred Heart or another university that you're exploring, it really takes, no effort to really just show up and, give it your all and just see if you'd fit in at that university.
Prospective students only have a few more weeks to decide where they want to spend the next 4 years, and the admissions staff will begin to start the process all over again. Reporting from Fairfield, I'm Brendan Williams.
Last month, Sacred Heart's Film and Television Master's Program hosted the Women's Journey in Film and TV panel discussion. The event featured 4 successful women who shared their experiences in the industry. Isabella Gatos has the story.
March was Women's History Month, a time to celebrate the women who make a difference in our lives. To commemorate, Sacred Heart University's Masters in Film and Television program presents the Women's Journeys in Film and TV panel, showcasing the success and talent of women in the business. On Wednesday, March 22nd, in the Frank and Marisa Martyr Theater, moderator Dr. Sally Ross, director of FTMA, hosted panelists Shabari Ahmed, screenwriter for Rickshaw Girl and ABC's Quantico, Sheetal Shen, writer and director of Off Duty, Ebony Washington, FTMA 2019 graduate and writer's assistant on Grey's Anatomy, and Ingrid Jean-Baptiste, founder of the Chelsea Film Festival, producer, and actress who appeared in the film The Secret and NBC's The Blacklist.
Oui, Madeleine Toussaint. Que se passe-t-il? Nous avons un mandat d'arrêt international à son encontre. Oh, Madeleine est à l'étranger. Et qui êtes-vous? Je suis son assistante personnelle. Je peux l'appeler si vous voulez. Reculez, nous allons entrer.
The experience of being able to assemble that group of impressive women to talk about their experiences in the film and television industry was really a great experience. I think it was a great experience for our students and for everyone else in the audience, and it was really fun for me to get to really learn from their wisdom about their experiences.
The panel spoke about the struggle of the industry and inclusivity by overcoming their fears and demanding what they deserve. The women continue to follow their dreams because after many no's, there comes a yes.
The film and television industries are some of the least diverse industries, and they tell the stories that make up our lives. They have incredible influence in our daily lives. So we think it's really important for a lot of different voices to be lifted up, and that includes women, it includes, people who are BIPOC, and whatever we can do to encourage that diversity of voices in the film and television industry, we want to do. Especially exciting to have our alum, Ebony Washington. She has had such a great success story and is doing such exciting things in her career, working with Grey's Anatomy, so it was really fun to have her back on campus and to hear how she got where she is now.
The women also called FTMA a community-oriented industry with collaboration.
A lot of those women on the panel were POC, so it felt very validating to have some of those experiences. A lot of them talked about how it is to have their individual backgrounds and how that comes to not alienate them, but make their work diverse. But it was really amazing to see how women can come together and make great content.
After, the event followed up with a reception to network. As Washington's father said, know where you are, but never forget what got you there. Sacred Heart's FTMA program builds your vision in the art of storytelling and craft, as it is the only Masters of Fine Arts in Film in Connecticut. If you would like information on the program, please contact Dr. Ross at rosss2@sacredheart.edu. For The Pulse, I'm Isabella Gatos, Fairfield, Connecticut.
When we get back, meet some unsung heroes that are the epitome of pioneer pride.
And later, hear about some of the great things happening on SHU's campus. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Pulse. Looking for a new and exciting way to get a workout in with a community that will feel like family? A kickboxing studio off of Black Rock Turnpike might be the place for you. Carissa Munoz and Deanna Dracopoulos have the story.
Breathe in, punch out. A mantra that not only represents peace of mind, but a way to heighten one's physical and mental health with a workout that will leave them breathless. Located in the back lot of Fairfield's Black Rock Shopping Center is Cardio Kick, a kickboxing studio that invites people of all ages and experiences to make the most of their fitness journey.
Cardio Kick is a total workout for your mind and body. We utilize bags for, kickboxing, as well as weight training, resistance training, bands, jump ropes. So we kind of combine a lot of different exercises to create 45-minute or 1 hour or even 30-minute express classes throughout the week.
The studio runs by a weekly schedule that allows members to have a different workout every time. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, members can take a cardio heightened workout, whereas on Tuesdays and Thursdays, members could add a bit of strength to their exercise. The studio also offers express classes for a quick workout during the day, as well as a kids class, weekend champion classes, and its newest addition, morning yoga.
You're never doing the same workout twice here. I think that's such kind of unique here, is that you're always doing a different workout. The instructors bring a little bit something different to the table in every class that they teach. So you get their personality and their flavor on the class. And so that's kind of unique as well.
Instructors like Jay help add the fun to workouts and push members to become their best selves inside and outside of the studio.
The biggest thing for me is watching people's energies transform. When you see people that are not really working out as much and they're kind of not as confident, but they take a few classes and then they start to build that, they start to feel themselves more, not only just feel themselves, but gain that strength for themselves too. So it's a nice mixture of why it makes me happy. It feels like it's my passion. It is my passion.
Every member of the studio is grateful for the welcoming environment and friendly community.
From the moment I stepped in at Cardio Kick, I loved the community there. It really is just a fun experience, and the energy's high. People there have a really similar mindset that you do, and it's just getting a good workout in.
I had no idea what an incredible community it was going to create. Everyone is so friendly with one another. We do things outside of the studio. They're so supportive. We have accountability buddies.
We really encourage everybody to go at their own pace. We've had people that come back to working out after not working out for years. I understand the idea of kickboxing and martial arts, or all these fitness concepts, can be intimidating to some people, but it's hard to take that first step. But if you take that first step, especially with us, you'll find how much easier it is to take those next few steps and develop your own self on your personal journey.
I think this class is so great because it's so individual and that you can modify everything. We have, 12-year-olds taking class, and we have 76-year-olds taking class. So it's really for any age and any level.
I encourage everybody to go to Cardio Kick. Anytime I tell somebody, oh, I do kickboxing, they're like, oh my God, where? And I tell them Cardio Kick. I push that on them because I know that they'll have a good time and they'll really enjoy being there.
Interested in kicking it with Cardio Kick? Stop by the studio for a free first class. For The Pulse, Carissa Munoz and Deanna Dracopoulos, Fairfield, Connecticut.
Did you know that 80% of Americans do not perform physical exercise? Molly Jacobs' story highlights the significance of physical health and how it can improve someone's mental health and overall lifestyle.
Health and wellness as a college student is a priority that is pushed aside by many. With the overwhelming stress of academics and social settings, students can forget the importance of taking care of themselves. Luckily, Sacred Heart students have the full access and opportunity, including at the Bobby V Recreational Center, to take them on a fitness journey they never could have imagined.
I got the freshman 15, I fell off the radar low-key. I kind of just did not feel like myself, I didn't like who I was, and I was very out of shape. So when I went home for our break in November, I started going to the gym, and then I got a job at my town gym and just loved it ever since.
I met my friend Charlie, and she was already going to the gym, so I was like, I'm gonna come with you. And ever since then, I've been lifting after having a friend to kind of show me the ropes.
The biggest thing is probably discipline and motivation, because there's so many days I don't want to go. It's a constant battle, you versus you, in life, no matter what, you're always trying to one-up yourself.
With all the time spent in the gym, this has led them to a natural passion in the classroom.
I'm an exercise science major, so I learn very much about the gym and health and fitness. So it feels rewarding knowing that what I'm doing is good for my body and I feel good. When I wake up and I'm having a bad day, I go to the gym, let off some steam, and the day is fresh.
I kind of made a significant shift towards a more social science class. It's called the Behavioral Aspects of Exercise. And we added the course to our curriculum due to some compelling and kind of distressing statistics. 80% of Americans are not engaged in regular physical activity. And 10 years ago, that number was 40%. So obviously we're not moving in the right direction, pun intended, at a rapid pace. So this course looks specifically at how students can apply the physical science to behavioral and social aspects.
The only way you're gonna love it is if you learn and you keep going. Just in anything in life, it's gonna be hard in the beginning, but once you get the hang of it, you're gonna love it.
Exercise is actually the #1 thing that we can do for our health. For example, researchers find that low cardiorespiratory fitness, so just a low fitness level, is the top predictor of morbidity and mortality. If you can get someone to want to do something, you really can't stop them. And those are some of the tools we want to teach our students so that they can motivate their patients and their friends and their family.
It's very important to surround yourself with like-minded people, and the gym provides you with that. If you learn to meet the people that you see in the gym every single day, they'll kind of be a driving factor and help you stay motivated and consistent. My words of encouragement would just be kind of fake it till you make it. It's going to be intimidating at first. You're going to treat it kind of like a chore, but you have to learn to fall in love with the process instead of treating it like it is a chore. Because if you treat it like it's a chore, you're not going to enjoy it and you're not going to be able to fall in love with that.
We talk about how exercise specifically impacts the brain. It activates centers that relieve stress, modify pain or reduce pain. And there are some even interesting studies that show that exercise specifically mimics some of the most commonly prescribed, mental health related pharmaceutical drugs.
And now Charlie and Gab are taking the encouragement of their peers to the next level.
Me and Gab are actually starting a new club at Sacred Heart called Girl Gains. It's a women empowerment club in the gym, revolving around female weightlifting, stuff like that. So it's in the works right now, but we're gonna start it by the end of the month.
I hope that they kind of just get that driving motivation and that push to better themselves, and whether they find that they enjoy fitness in the gym or whether it's just a sport or anything, we want them to understand that having something is better than nothing. It's tough to start, but hopefully our words will help them kind of get that push.
Reporting for The Pulse, Fairfield, Connecticut, I'm Molly Jacob.
Continuing with our Unsung Heroes segment, Mia Sansanelli met with some members of the band and orchestra program to learn more about their group and uncover the tremendous commitment and passion they pursue.
Involvement and opportunity are 2 words to describe what Sacred Heart University has to offer. There are over 60 clubs and organizations for students to choose from, all with varying time commitments, goals, and members. With over 1,000 students involved in performing arts, about 135 have taken their talents to the band and orchestra programs. The group is composed of students from all different backgrounds, majors, and other involvement. But they all share a common love for music and the community they are a part of.
I knew I loved band in high school, and it just felt like a part of me. And I knew that if I went through college without band, I wouldn't feel like myself.
I felt isolated when I first got here. When I finally started the band camp program, it was kind of like the best thing I don't know how to explain it. I was able to get more intimate with the university, and I was able to make friends that have still lasted me to this day.
Keith Johnston, Director of Bands and Orchestra, has had the pleasure of working with Sacred Heart student musicians for the last 20 years. The symphony orchestra is made up of the orchestral strings, plus woodwinds, brass, and percussion. This is the ensemble that you'll hear at commencement, as well as at concerts throughout the year. Johnston described the band as one program that does multiple things. In the fall, there's marching band, which plays at football games. Then they transition to pep band, where you can find them playing at men's and women's basketball, as well as men's and women's ice hockey. Then there's the winter guard.
So those are the people who, if you watch the marching band, they're the ones spinning flags and spinning rifles and sabers, and they add a lot of color and pageantry to what the marching band does. They have their own competitive activity that's going on right now. and they spend a great many hours working on that.
Everyone sees the band when they're performing and contributing to the sporting events, but what they don't see are the long hours spent practicing, rehearsing, traveling, and overall working hard as they are an instrumental part of the SHU community. Johnston says his favorite part of the role is working with the students.
Being able to make music with them on a daily basis, being able to watch them grow in every way, as musicians and as people, that is the best part of the job. We have gotten to do some extraordinary things.
My freshman year, we went to Ireland and did a tour there. So we spent a few days in Dingle, where SHU has a campus there, and then we spent a couple days in Galway and as well in Dublin. And it was really cool just getting to travel the world with band people, getting to play my trumpet in a foreign country, which I've never done before, so that was really cool. And going to Ireland was a great experience in itself, so definitely one of the highlights of my college career.
I've been able to travel to places I've never been before. I've been to California, and I've never even been that far west. I've been to Florida, and I've never been that far south before.
This year, the Sacred Heart University women's basketball team won the NEC conference and was selected to play in Stanford, California, and the band was able to join them.
So we were able to take a band out there to support the team for everybody. It was their first time on a private charter jet. To be able to go into San Francisco on the one day off that we had and explore Fisherman's Wharf and explore Alcatraz.
The SHU Band also got to meet members of both Stanford's and Southern's infamous band programs. Being involved with the band program has provided Johnston and these students with once-in-a-lifetime opportunities, adding to their love for the band and appreciation of one another. The performing arts programs will be receiving a new wing in the former NC hallway next year. The renovations will provide the loyal members of these organizations the recognition and facilities they deserve to continue improving their craft.
This will finally give us a home that the students deserve, to be able to bring prospective students to campus and say, look at this incredible facility that we have.
If you're interested in joining the band, it's not too late. You can contact Keith Johnston at johnstonk@sacredheart.edu or Andy Kolar, the Associate Director of Bands, at kolara@sacredheart.edu. And next time you watch a concert or see the band at a game or even hear the ensemble at graduation, remember how crucial they are to the SHU community and how lucky you are to be a pioneer. For The Pulse, I'm Mia Sansanelli, Fairfield, Connecticut.
When we get back, take an inside look at the figure skating team at Sacred Heart.
And later, visit a restaurant just a few minutes away from our campus.
We'll be right back.
The next 4 years will educate your mind, body, and spirit. We'll challenge you. We'll introduce you to yourself. They'll show you the world and expand your horizons. Redefine your notion of community and make your family a whole lot bigger. They'll push you to your limits and then show you that was just your starting line. They'll teach you the meaning of service, that we are because of who we all are. These next 4 years are your time. Welcome to Sacred Heart. Welcome to your future.
Welcome back to The Pulse. The Sacred Heart's women basketball team made history in many ways this March, between winning the NEC championship and securing the first NCAA tournament win in school history. Carly Strummel has the story.
First shot, out of bounds, saved, that'll do it. Sacred Heart's going back to the dance. Let the party begin.
Don't hurt little mama. Don't hurt little mama.
In this moment, Sacred Heart women's basketball knew all their hard work this season had finally paid off. For the first time since 2012, the team was able to win the NEC championship and head to the NCAA tournament to compete.
I feel like our whole hard work paid off the whole season. Like we've been working hard, and I just think that over time, it just showed on the court. Like we really connected well throughout the season. You know, we started off rocky, but over time we fixed it, and it was good.
Within the next 24 hours, the girls found out they would be traveling to Stanford, California to compete in the first 4 of the NCAA tournament versus Southern University. The winner of this game would move on to the first round of the tournament to play the 1 seed, Stanford University.
Coaching the NCAA tournament for me has a feeling of a full circle experience. it's a dream, really. I grew up watching UConn and Tennessee and the battles on national television when women's basketball first started to receive national exposure. And it's been 20 years in the making since I've started coaching. It's been longer than that since I was a player. I have such pride and joy and gratitude for the experience. And I think the experience was the best because it was with the best people.
The Pioneers were able to defeat Southern University 57-47 in the first four, and they were able to move on to play Stanford in the next round. This gave Sacred Heart University the first NCAA tournament win of all time.
It felt amazing to see the team make history. I look back, it went by so quickly, right? And we don't always have these moments of revelation where we can sit and be where our feet are because so many things are happening around us. I actually went back on Instagram and looked through the videos. I looked through the pictures. I looked through all these amazing moments that we got to share that I missed sometimes, like I just missed in the moment. So watching our players get to enjoy these moments that they earned, there's no better moment for you as a coach other than maybe watching them graduate, right?
A big part of the team's success this year was due to rookie Nicira Pryor. She was a standout player this year, being the first person in NEC history to win Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and Player of the Year in the same season.
Like I said, I'm definitely blessed. None of these accolades would have mattered if we didn't win the NEC championship. I feel like because we won, it just made it so much more than what it was. But I never really thought that I could do it, but I did it. So my freshman year, they like, what else can you do? Like, you did everything your freshman year, but I'm like, hey, I don't know, but I'm gonna make something happen. So I'm excited for the future.
The Sacred Heart women's basketball team is very excited for the future and to try to continue to leave a legacy behind. For The Pulse, Carly Strummel, Fairfield, Connecticut.
Sacred Heart's club figure skating team had talented skaters who were close friends on and off the ice. Ali Pito got an inside look at some of the team members to understand what skating at Sacred Heart means to them.
Figure skating is a sport that many people love to watch, but not many can even attempt to do. Sacred Heart's very own club figure skating team is definitely a team to keep your eye on during their season, as they have many skilled skaters and impressive costumes.
My favorite thing about figure skating is being able to show up on the ice every day and learn something new and get off the ice better than when I stepped on.
My favorite thing about figure skating is the combination of athleticism with like the choreography and like the expression and like being able to like portray emotion through skating, which I think is really unique.
Skating at a college level is much different and is more team-oriented compared to just focusing on individuals.
Since competing for a collegiate team versus competing before, it's just like such a supportive environment with all the teams. Most of us haven't really been able to be on like a team sport like before this. So just like seeing all the support from not only your own teammates but from other teams at competitions is just really cool and really uplifting.
Coming into college and collegiate skating, there's just like those like bonds between the teammates, and also like even at the competitions, like support from other schools has been great, and it's really motivating.
The figure skating club team is very close and support each other during competition season when the team attempts to qualify for nationals.
So we have 3 qualifying competitions. So we had 1 in the first semester, 2 in our second semester, and we had 1 at MIT, 1 at NYU, and 1 in Utica, New York this season.
Based on the results of those competitions, we find out if we qualify for nationals, which we did my freshman year and junior year, and this year we just missed it and came in 5th place in the region. And so 4 schools from each region go to nationals and compete there, and that's the end of the season.
The skaters compete at competitions according to their abilities in order to receive points for the team.
We have a very wide variety of levels. It helps to have people from every level, from the very lowest level, which is called high beginner, to the highest level, which is senior. Because when you're competing, if you win high beginner and you win senior, like you can get the same amount of points. So it helps to have a wide variety of people, which I think our team is strong at, in having people at pretty much every level.
The range of skating abilities makes the club team competitive, but the bond of friendship the teammates have makes them even stronger.
Definitely just being able to spend a lot of time together uninterrupted is really great, because we do have a lot of practice time together as a team, but it's not often that we get every single person together. Spending time with the teammates is probably just the best part.
We're a very close team. We always say our bond off the ice helped us on the ice. It's a really close-knit team. We also try to do a lot of team bonding activities to keep us close.
Not only are the girls talented on the ice, they also have their fair share of talents off of it. Julia Hardesti is skilled in sewing and bedazzling beautiful figure skating costumes that she and some of her teammates get to show off when performing.
I have always been fascinated by figure skating dresses and the sparkles and just everything. I've been sewing for most of my life, and I decided that I would try to make my own figure skating dress last year. And then some of my teammates asked if I could make them a dress. And so from then I sort of started making dresses and rhinestoning dresses and getting more requests from people. So it's become a little bit of a side business for me and hoping to become something bigger. Just being able to see something that I created be used on a big stage like a giant ice rink is really amazing.
The club team's regular season has come to an end. However, they still have practices on the ice and stay in touch with each other as they are not only teammates but friends. For The Pulse, this is Allie Pito, Fairfield, Connecticut.
The Sacred Heart Pioneers softball team is back at Pioneer Park, competing against Northeast Conference rivals to win the title. With a new group of captains leading the team after a forgettable 2022 season, Robert Finizio has the story on their hopes to turn things around.
As the saying goes, there is no I in team, and there is no program on campus that knows this better than the Sacred Heart softball team.
So we're all about we're team culture, team chemistry. At the end of the day, it's not all about the wins and losses. It's about how we are as a team.
We're a big family, and our coach always reiterates that we're a special group.
With the leadership of Emily Carroll, Amy Petrovich, Jenna Mawad, and Megan Nepper, the biggest importance for the group is knowing that the team always comes before the player.
No matter the grade, no matter the age, we're all friends with each other. We all go out to eat. We make sure people are getting everything that they need done. And I know that all of us will just hang out with each other on our free time together.
We're all kind of the same. I think we all have the same sense of humor. We all joke around, it's really loose, fun. We're serious when we need to be. We're all just friends.
These 4 captains were chosen not only by their coaching staff, but also unanimously among their teammates, as there was no doubt about who would be the leaders for the 2023 squad.
We had end of the season meetings at the end of the fall semester this past fall, and asked the girls, who do you look to as leaders besides Amy, who was already our named captain, and pretty much 100% of them said those other 3 names. So it was already in Pam and I's minds, but the team confirmed it as well.
So last year and this year specifically, as an underclassman, I definitely look at them for advice. As leaders of the team, I ask them questions, ask if I am dipping, anything hitting-wise, pitching-wise. They're just always there to support.
They are pretty much like our rocks, you know what I mean? They come in through hard times and the good times, and we look at them for a lot of things, for energies, for decision making, and they really help lead the team in those areas. They represent not only our team's values, but what we want to represent Sacred Heart as, and they're just wonderful people, and they do that job well.
We gel well together, on and off the field, and I think we have a lot to prove.
All 3 of them, we've been pretty close since my freshman year. I've never really gelled with people like this before. It's awesome. We're always on the same page. We always understand what needs to be done. We all agree on things that we need to do with the team, what we need to address with the coaches, and it's just awesome to be able to work with people who you love to be around every day, and that you're always on the same page and you all want the same goal for the team.
It's just a lot of really good girls that we're all really close.
All in all, the Pioneers look to make a push for the 2023 Northeast Conference playoffs, where they would be chasing their first championship since 2011.
Not even for me necessarily, for this team, for this program, for all the people outside of this program. It's all about Sacred Heart softball. I think it would be very big for this program.
Finishing off my softball career on the highest note possible, winning the NECs, making NCAAs. If we won a title, that would be the highest of highs, I think.
With camaraderie and accountability at the forefront for this Pioneer softball team, the outcome of the season will not be measured on wins and losses, but on their ability to create bonds that will last long past their days at Sacred Heart. For The Pulse, this is Robert Finizio, reporting from Pioneer Park on the campus of Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut.
Now we're going to pass it off to Robert Finizio for this episode's Sports Roundup.
What's up, everybody? It's been a tremendous spring for Pioneer sports on campus here at Sacred Heart. History's been made, records have been broken, and championships have been won. Speaking of championships, women's bowling rolled over their NEC competition and took home their second straight Northeast Conference title. That's their sixth in program history. Shout out to Rachel Gloniak for being named the tournament's MVP, where she averaged 23.7 pins per frame. Meanwhile, I still play with the bumpers on. Moving on from the bowling alley over to campus field, the talk of the town has been the major turnaround for the Sacred Heart women's lacrosse team. They lost their first 7 of 8 matchups to start the 2023 season, but when things were looking down, the Pioneers grounded themselves and have not looked back. They are winners of 6 straight in conference games and lead the NEC, with one of their most recent victories over Fairleigh Dickinson by a score of 18-1. Wow, they may have to bring back the mercy rule in college sports. Looking on the men's side, the Pioneers were able to secure a spot in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference playoffs in their inaugural season in the conference. The opening round will take place on Saturday, April 29th. Heading inside the Pitt Center, men's volleyball concluded their first regular season as members of the Northeast Conference with a respective 4th place finish and playoff appearance. It's safe to say that they are already made their mark in the NEC. Bouncing over to the tennis court, it was a historic season to say the least for Sacred Heart's women's tennis team, as they made their first ever appearance in the NEC championship match. They rolled over Wagner and FDU in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, but lost a heartbreaker in the final round to LIU. Nonetheless, we are still proud of you. The men's team also made a run for the championship, but ultimately would be taken down by FDU in the NEC semifinal. Out on the diamond, Sacred Heart baseball has turned a new leaf under head coach Pat Egan with an impressive above 500 record at the midway point of the 2023 season. Doing much of the damage for the Pioneers has been senior infielder Sam Mangelli, who racked up 25 RBIs, 8 home runs, and his .425 batting average leads the entire Northeast Conference. Best of luck on the rest of the season. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to The Pulse. If you're searching for a healthy food alternative outside of the school dining hall, Sophia Costa has the story on Just Salad, located on the Black Rock Turnpike.
Welcome to the first segment of the Daily Bite. My name is Sophia Costa, and come along with me as we check out some of Fairfield's hottest restaurants for when you might need a break from the dining hall. Located just on Black Rock Turnpike in Fairfield, Connecticut, Just Salad serves their community an everyday healthy meal option. For mindful eating made effortless. From international ingredients and sustainability, this awesome lunch and dinner spot will have you begging for more. Manager Layla Bell from Fairfield herself describes the menu as simple, fresh, yet intentional.
Our mission here is to get healthy food to everybody sustainably. And the way that we do it sustainably is we watch our amount of waste. So everything is in biodegradable bowls. We have a reusable bowl program. And then we also have earth-friendly salads. So from farm to this table, we're tracking the carbon footprint of the ingredients. Is it taking 3 trucks to get from the farm to the distributor? They're tracking all of those things so that the customer can look back on what their meal was and see that the carbon footprint was very low. So they can see that they're being very intentional with their choices of what they're going to eat every day.
Something college students often struggle with is eating healthy. And at Just Salad, you not only get a quality meal, but an amazing experience.
You can get a healthy meal fast. You don't have to go to, burgers or fries.
Honestly, on campus, sometimes I get sick of the food, and the salad bar on campus in Linda's closes at 8 p.m. and then after that you can only get a burger or some pizza, and sometimes if you want a healthy alternative, there's really nothing. So
I definitely would come here and come get a salad.
So when you walk in the door, we want you to feel seen and heard. So, hey, welcome to Just Salad. Yes, we serve food, but we're in the people business. We're in the business of making connections.
10 out of 10 experience here, and the staff is so friendly and nice when you walk in too.
And with just one visit, you too will be dying to come back to Just Salad.
Now we are going to have Nick Fukuda take us through the weekly beat.
As spring blossoms, Sacred Heart's campus is buzzing with exciting events for pioneers to enjoy. Here are some for this week. Monday kicks off with a lip sync battle hosted by the student events team in room E145 of the Martiri Center. The fun starts at 8 p.m., so grab some friends and come show everyone what you got. On Tuesday the 25th, the Sacred Heart engineering team is hosting a go-kart race in the West Campus parking lot from 1:30 to 4 p.m. Cheer on your fellow students as they compete in the go-karts they created this year. And later that evening, seniors can head to 63's patio for a senior pub night from 8 to 12 p.m. This event is exclusively for graduating seniors who are 21 and over. On Wednesday, April 26th, don't miss a Dialogue in Compassion, a global imperative, at the Martiri Forum. This event features keynote speakers Sarah Horton Deutsch from Watson Caritas and Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Nicholas Kristof. They'll be discussing the importance of compassion on a global scale and how we can create a more empathetic world. Take a break from studying on Thursday the 27th and flock over to the Ryan Matura Library parking lot for the Flamingo Beach Party. Games, refreshments, and other stuff are available for the participating students. Later that day, make your way to the Edgerton Center for Performing Arts from 10:30 to 11:45 p.m. for the Bingo Blowout, where students can celebrate the last bingo event of the academic year. Friday the 28th is a day not to be missed as Sacred Heart hosts its annual academic festival. From 12 to 2 p.m., head over to the West Campus Guest House Ballroom to see high-quality work and research produced by students throughout the year. Later that day, and on Saturday, April 29th, Sacred Heart will be holding its second annual Springfest weekend, a fun-filled event taking place in the Curtis Hall parking lot, from 5 to 10 p.m. on Friday and from 1 to 7 p.m. on Saturday. Families can enjoy an array of exciting activities, including games, food, and much more. On Tuesday, May 2nd, Student Government and the Spectrum are hosting Meet the Trustees. Students will have the opportunity to sit down with members of the governing board, join Alejandro Ramos and Mia Santinelli as they interview Frank Martiri, Pamela Miller, and Chairman John Vasquez. That's it for this week's events. If you want to stay up to date on all the latest campus happenings, be sure to check out the Pioneer Planner. Back to you guys.
In this special segment, the Pulse's Matt Eichenbaum and CJ Calcinari spoke with Deepa Kesa, a graduate assistant and Pulse producer, to hear about her remarkable impact on the SCMA community since arriving at SHU this past fall.
Hi, my name is Deepa Kesa, and I am Professor Alacastro's GA, as well as I work on the Pulse.
Deepa has seen it all in the field of journalism, and her work in South Africa as both a field reporter and production specialist helped mold her into the unique journalist she is today. Her immense dedication to the craft can be seen not only in her past work, but in how she inspires others to hold their work to new, higher standards.
So for the Pulse class, I don't necessarily know what to call my role, but I kind of manage everything. I make sure that the show is recorded, the show is downloaded, I make sure that the graphics are uploaded as well. Everyone knows what their role is, and yeah, just general management of the studio day. Coming to Sacred Heart was not an easy decision, but the main reason that I chose to come to this university was Professor Alacastro. I read a lot about the university. I went onto LinkedIn, I saw where former students were and where they ended up, and I decided to send Alacastro an email. And I jumped on a Zoom call with him and I was sold. After the email and after the Zoom call, I was completely sold, and it's been a pleasure working with him ever since.
Deepa is a really hard worker. From day one, she came into the hallway upstairs and was just ready to learn and had so many questions and was so eager to just be the best that she could be in this position, especially coming from abroad and not really knowing our studios, our control room. She was really ready to kind of like take it on full force and do whatever it took to learn everything.
Deepa is very passionate about making sure she does it the right way. On the day of a pulse shoot, she's in the control room at 9 a.m. getting that show ready for the 2 o'clock shoot. So that way when the students walk in there, all the things that they need to do their part of the show are set in place. All the videos loaded already, the graphics are ready to go, and it's really just a matter of the Pulse doing their walkthrough and recording their episode. So her commitment and her preparation really shows her passion and commitment to the program and to her work. It speaks to her work ethic.
There are a lot of levels to students. A lot of students come in, they do the work that you ask them to do. You're kind of like a personal trainer, and you're like, you got to do these things in order to accomplish your goals. And then there's a secondary level where somebody's taking more initiative, and then there's Deepa's level, where she understands what's going on, she's had experience, and she can actually see in her work where it needs to go.
So my passion for journalism began when I was in grade 2 watching Live from the Red Carpet with Juliana Rancic and Ryan Seacrest. And I asked my mom where they are located, where are they filming this from? And she told me America. So in my head, that triggered that is America. That is what people do in America. And from then I had this idea that is where I'm going to go. That is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to be Juliana Rancic and Ryan Seacrest, and I never let go of that dream. So that is where the passion sparked, and I just never gave up on it.
Professor Joe Alacastro said this about Deepa. My first meeting with Deepa was on Zoom when she applied to our graduate program in journalism and media production. She was at home in South Africa and I was here in Connecticut. Her intelligence and enthusiasm immediately closed the distance across the Atlantic Ocean. Her qualifications made my choice to be the JMP graduate assistant. From the moment she arrived on campus, she has met every expectation I could have hoped for, and much more. She continues to do so while I am on a temporary leave of absence. I am sure upon graduation she has a bright future ahead of her and will be extremely successful in our business. In her time at Sacred Heart, Deepa has made a lasting impact on students, classmates, and professors, as someone who can always be relied upon and help others be the best version of themselves. From Fairfield, Connecticut, this has been Matt Eichenbaum and CJ Calcineri for The Pulse.
Speaking of unsung heroes, we really do miss Professor Alacastro this semester.
I really do miss him, and I can't wait for him to be back next semester.
Well, that's all we have for today.
Thanks for watching, and make sure to tune into the next episode of The Pulse next fall in our new studio. I'm Alejandro Ramos.
And I'm Brendan Williams. We'll see you next time on The Pulse.